Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is James Mkwina. I just wanted to just talk about the issue of President Jacob Zuma. In the past video that I posted, I reported that President Zuma was sentenced and he was going to go to jail. He was sentenced by the Constitutional Court of South Africa. He filed papers pleading with the Constitutional Court to rescind it or to rescind the decision and make probably consider other punishment or other form of punishment. I mean, there might be other forms that the Constitutional Court can consider. And his legal team also applied to the Pietermaritzburg High Court for a stay of prosecution. In other words, that the decision of the Constitutional Court must not be implemented in a way. Now, the concept of rescission, I've heard many people talking about rescission. I've done a little bit of law at the university. I've done introduction to law and business law. So, but I'm not a legal expert. So, but my understanding of the word rescission, to resign, if you make an appeal or a request for a rescission to resign the punishment, basically what you are asking the court to do is to revoke or to amend or to tweak, whichever way you want to use, but in a way to change the decision from the judgment from what it was to something a little bit different. But it must be based on the facts. There shall be a material fact that influence them to come to that decision, which you think will help for them to come to a conclusion that they need to resign their decision. I mean, having looked at I've read a little bit of the court's application by the former president of the country of South Africa. And I've also listened to some political commentators, and I've listened to his press or media statement that he released not a long time ago, addressing media, or from the press briefing in which he addressed the media, and his address to his supporters. I've listened to all of that. And in my considered view, I agree with the Constitutional Court decision to give it the consideration he is required to rescind the judgment. I agree with the Constitutional Court. Because you also need to be fair and allow people space to raise any concern or suggestion or point they want to make, so that you are not seen as being emotional and not based on facts. Your decision not based on facts. Now, as I've said, rescission is basically a revocation, appeal, or amendment of the judgment. Then maybe if the judgment is based on something that you consider to be a sort of an error, which the court can then consider. And the Constitutional Court is going to consider that on the 12th of July, 2021. Now, the application for a stay in the Pietermaritzburg High Court is going to be considered on Tuesday. But there is no way that the lower court can consider a decision made by the higher court and resign the decision or change or amend. Basically, there is nothing that the lower court is going to be doing, basically. Because there is this principle of stare decisis. The stare decisis is basically like the theory of democratic centralism, where if a higher court has made a decision, the lower court can't amend, or you can't appeal even to the lower court for a decision made by the higher court. So that is basically legally unsound. I mean, there is no way that will amend the decision or will put that, or the application for a stay of prosecution will succeed. Not at that level. I mean, that would be legal nonsense if that happened. It will be creating a precedent that has never been seen, and I don't think that will be allowed. So, in other words, the focus is going to be in the Constitutional Court on the 12th of July, where the request or the appeal for rescission by Mr. Zuma and his legal team will be heard and decided. But from the fact that I can see, or what I've seen on media and the documentation, I don't think that there is going to be any change by the Constitutional Court on its decision. If it is changed, they might suspend the sentence, and President Zuma, or else they might suspend it with the condition that President Zuma must appear before the State Capture Commission or the Zondo Commission. That might be an option, or just suspend the sentence only. But I don't think that the Constitutional Court can, on the basis of the application by the Zuma legal team, can they just say they are dismissing everything and President Zuma is just let loose just like that? I think he will still either go to jail, number one, and the Constitutional Court might just upheld its earlier decision that they're sentencing him to 15 months imprisonment, unsuspended. Or if they don't do that, they might suspend the sentence, introduce the concept of suspension. They might suspend the sentence and say we're suspending the sentence. Or the third option, they might say they're suspending the sentence on the condition that, or on the proviso that the former president goes and appear in the Zondo Commission. Those are the considerations that the Constitutional Court will consider. Definitely it will be one of the three options. But in my view, President Zuma needs to be heard. It's correct that he made that application, and in terms of Rule 42 for the rescission, and that he should be afforded that opportunity and be heard. And I agree with the Constitutional Court as far as that is concerned. And the Constitutional Court will apply its mind and make its own decision. But my guess is that one of the three options that I've just outlined might be one thing that the Constitutional Court might consider. So I thought I should comment on that. I'm aware that the former president said he's not afraid of going to jail, because he has been there, he has served 10 years prior to that. I mean, that's one thing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. I just wanted to bring that. Comment if you want to comment. Say, you can contradict what I've said. You can say whatever you want to say. That's allowed and accepted. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening to me. Stay blessed. See you next time. Bye.